Okay, everybody. So let's talk about the wisdom of letting go. This is something I know a lot about because it's something I've had to know a lot, had to learn a lot about. The reason I've had to learn a lot about letting go is that I found out that I couldn't avoid glomming onto stuff, so I had to let it go once I had it in my hand. What I mean by this is that I was like a lousy seeker, like a substandard seeker, and even in early awakening, I was a substandard early awakener. What I mean by this, is that I would read in some spiritual books about these special people. I mean, these devoted aspirants who would, they would give up eating and fast for days, and I just found out I couldn't do that. And they would meditate in the forest for days with bugs on them and shit. I just couldn't do that. And they gave up all of their passions and their lusts, like the need for money or approval or sex or love even or anything. They could just, and I couldn't do any of that. I mean, I just really couldn't. I just fell flat on my face time after time after time. I was willing to try. But I was not willing to follow through. I don't even know that it was possible for me to follow through on all that stuff. I just found out that I was, at the very least, I was unwilling, and I was possibly unable. So, and I hung on to the unable just in case it was that it was something that would keep me from feeling guilty about the fact that I couldn't. Because isn't that the truth? Don't we feel guilty a lot of times about how we feel as spiritual people? I mean, we look at other people; they seem to be getting it great, and you go to their house, and it's just like, it just everything looks right, it looks real spiritual, and there's, and it just feels real spiritual, and they feel real spiritual, and they look real spiritual. I mean, sometimes people come to my door, and I feel like I'm supposed to be paying them. I mean, I've had people come here that look like Ganga Ji or or Ramana or something. I mean, not in diapers, but but close enough. And hell, I mean, I'm over here in a polo shirt. Well, come on in. I'll share what I have, but I'm not sure you need it. You look like you're ahead of me in this game. And then I find out they're not. But the big thing to understand is that it's really putting the cart before the horse to require letting go of all this stuff. I'm not saying there's some people who can't do it. If you look at the Vedanta tradition, the pure Vedanta tradition, there seem to be a lot of guys who can enter into monkhood and this and that and can do it, and that's wonderful. They're drawn toward that, and if that really is so and everything, that's great. But I don't think there's too many people that can do that. I know I can't do that, and if you can't do that, it's okay. You don't have to do that to wake up. That's the good news, is that I'll bet you that there are more people who can give that stuff up than there are people who wake up. So in other words, what I'm telling you is there's not a direct line between being able to give all this stuff up and waking up. There just isn't. There's actually zero. There's no direct line anywhere between doing anything and waking up. There's just not. I was going to say there's no direct line between anything and clearing up, but that's not really my experience. That's not true. I'd be telling you a lie. My experience, these units count, and there's stuff that we can do. It doesn't make any sense to me. It's not logical, but a great deal of what I do is to help people to embrace these practices or technologies or whatever it is so that they can come to a more full, firm, stable awakening. So when I say letting go, what I'm saying is, number one, let go of yourself. Because, see, the thing is that the thing that's directing you on what you should do is you. You see that? I mean, in other words, the ego is trying to tell the ego what it is that the ego shouldn't do. And the ego will never wake up the ego. It just is impossible. So look at your guide first and kind of look askance at your guide, So The other thing to do is if you notice that you're clinging on to something, that you've got a bad habit, or you've got a bad pattern. When I say bad, I mean unskillful, because bad is really not just an accurate term. Not in what is. Skillful and skillful are barely acceptable, but they are. So you may find that you've got some unskillful patterns. You may find that you've got some that are still going on. And if so, you're supposed to have them until you're not. So let go of the sense that you shouldn't have them. Let go of the sense that you're less than. Let go of the sense that you're the lousy seeker and everybody else is so much better. Let go of the fact that you're just not as dedicated as you know that you should be. Where is the bar? Where is the measurement for that? I can't find one. I notice that you are where you are, and that's where you're supposed to be until you're someplace else. So be a little more light-handed with yourself. Let go, let go, let go. Man. So let go of this need to perfect yourself prior to awakening. I mean, I've been awake 8 years and I'm not even close, And I know people who have been awake for much longer than I have, and neither are they. Doesn't mean that we can't hold that as some kind of a sort of a goal or something. Not exactly as a goal, but hold it in the same way that you would a compass, which is this is the right direction. Okay, I'm going to go in this general direction because it seems like a skillful way for me. So, but let go of that idea that I'm supposed to be over there, that I'm supposed to have done this, that I'm supposed to feel this way. I'm not supposed to get angry anymore, but I notice I do. So who's telling you you're not supposed to? Your ego. Is it the ultimate goal to continue to be angry? No. Can you actually do anything? There may be some practical things in your life that you can do, and that's great. Go ahead and do them. But don't beat yourself up between it now and then, and don't think it's going to stop you from waking up. Because, or that it's not going to stop you from clearing up. Either way, it doesn't make a bit of difference. All that stuff's just in your head. And I say this because I've seen it happen way many times, folks. Where people who just thought they had to do this and this and this and that before they could wake up, just woke up just like that. So it's always available to every human being at every single moment. I don't care if you're on death row or if you're the Pope. Awakening is available to every human being at every moment in whatever it is that you're doing. It just is. Because this awakening, what I really mean is that awakeness is available because that's what you really are. You are awakeness. So it's not about changing this unit so that you can recognize a better unit or anything like that. It's about recognizing what you are. And what you are is this aware space. What you are is this thing that everything's occurring in. You're also everything that's in it. There's no separation whatsoever. But you're not confined to this. You're not this exclusively. You're this too. But you're not confined to that exclusively. So getting this thing perfected, it might be a nice hobby, but it's not going to make a whole lot of difference in the end in whether you wake up or not. It might have a lot to do with what kind of lifestyle that you live, whether it would be an approved lifestyle in the ashram or anything like that, but it won't have very much to do with whether you wake up or not. So lighten up. See you later. Thanks. Bye-bye.